Hi guys, it's KJM and 'tis the season to be Irish premiered at 8 p.m. Eastern on Countdown to Christmas, the Hallmark channel, this past Sunday, featuring or starring Fiona Gubelman and Ian Mackin. I hope I said their name right. They play Rose and Sean. Basically, Rose is the type of person that flips homes. And she buys them, restores them, flips them. And ever since her mother died, she doesn't feel like she has a home of her own. So she's constantly moving all around, fixing up houses, flipping it. Stability is not her thing. A couple weeks before the Christmas season, her and one of her friends are talking about what's going to be her next project. And she said, her dream is to go to Ireland because that's someplace that her mom really cherished. So she ends up finding a house that's available to be purchased. And she goes ahead and purchases it without seeing the house. It's called, I think, the Rose Cottage. And it's supposed to be in Dunclair, Ireland. Now, I'm going to say this. Usually Hallmark movies are filmed in Canada. This particular movie, I just looked it up, was filmed in Dublin, Ireland. So they were, in fact, on site in Ireland. Isn't Fiona a lucky woman? Okay. So she flies out to Dunclair and she basically realizes that there's going to be some issues fixing up. Rose realizes there's going to be some issues fixing up the Rose Cottage. One of the issues is in order for her to do anything, the Historical Preservation Society has to agree on it about this particular cottage. So she realizes there's some limitations. When she first looks at the cottage, it's kind of a mess. But she's like, even though she's going to bleed money into this project, her mom has visited Dunclair. It clearly was a place that was special to her, and she's going to get it done no matter what. Immediately when Rose meets Sean, he lays down the land that they don't really want somebody to be fixer-uppers in Ireland and flipping houses. They want someone that is willing to stay there, build a life there, love the cottage, love the land, and that's understandable. But, Rose still says she's just going to flip this cottage like all the others, and it's not a problem. In the process of her trying to fix up the cottage, her and Sean start to get super, super close. She meets some friends along the way, including a widow who is going to bury her husband's ashes there because those were his wishes. An ex-pop singer who has a beautiful voice and does sing very beautifully at a really sad moment in this movie. And so the supporting cast for this movie was just awesome. Okay, I forgot to say that I'm giving 'Tis the Season to Be Irish a 7 out of 10. I will tell you once I'm done telling the premise of the movie why it's getting that scoring. So Rose is fixing up the Rose Cottage. She's getting closer to Sean. They're starting to have feelings for each other, but they're so different. He's a stable person. He is invested in Dunclair and its Irish history. She is already thinking about leaving for Scotland after this project is done, buying a house in Scotland, flipping it, and continuing her nomad ways. So how's it going to work between the two of these? These two people. Basically, that's how the movie was going. Like, you just see them clashing, but you also see both of them having an appreciation for what the other person brings to the table. She brings adventure, he brings stability. She's got a beautiful eye to fix up things. He's very invested in fixing up things in his town, but fixing up homes that keep the true charm of the cottage alive, not make it into something else that somebody else can flip. Soon, Rose finishes the house, and now she's looking for a buyer. The problem is a lot of the buyers she's running into want to gut the Rose Cottage and also flip it or turn it into some sort of commercial property. That's not going to work for the Historical Preservation Society that they have in Dunclair, and it also isn't going to work for Rose as she realizes she's now become super attached to this particular cottage. Super attached to it, and it has meaning, and she just doesn't want to sell it to anyone. So now we see, along the way, this movie had like beautiful scenery. The supporting cast was excellent. You know, I'm not big on singing, and when I say the young lady that was in this movie that sang, she had a very beautiful voice. If you need views, you know, because you suffer from seasonal affective disorder like I do, this would be a great Christmas movie for you, okay? So, the reason why I gave this movie a 7 out of 8 is 7 out of 10 is basically because it's a storyline we have seen before. One thing about Hallmark, though, is they do Ireland very well. They may F up Austria, and I'm sorry to the Austrian people, but when they do movies in Ireland, they're going to teach us a little bit about the heritage. They're going to make us fall in love with the cliffs, the water, the scenery. Even if it's cold, they're going to make us want to go to Ireland as opposed to Austria, right? So I thought this was brilliantly done. I actually watched it twice so I could decide the scoring. And I'm set on a 7 out of 10. And reason being is it's not like a fresh script. It's something that has been done before on Hallmark. I thought this was done pretty brilliantly, but that was just one of the reasons. Like I need Hallmark to start thinking outside of the box, and this wasn't a thing. This was like a safe choice, and it worked. I did enjoy this movie. I do think it's something worth tuning into. Eventually, Sean and Rose, they find their way to each other. She decides she's going to stay in Dunclair. She's not headed to Scotland. She's got a new home, and her home is wherever Sean is. How cute is that, guys? So yeah, if you have time to watch 'Tis the Season to Be Irish, go ahead. And like I said, it's got some beautiful views, excellent supporting cast. There is chemistry between the leads. Megan said when she saw the preview, she just got the feeling that it was going to be boring. And I have to agree with her. I was a little hesitant. But I promised you guys that I would watch these movies all the way through, let you know what I thought. And I thought this was super cute. And that's why I'm giving it a solid 7. All right, guys. I am pretty late for my day. I'm running like 20 minutes behind, but I hope you guys can appreciate that I crunked out these reviews one behind the other. Let me know if you watch this movie. Please comment as you go. All right, see you later. We'll see you at the next review. And thank you guys for all the support and for being patient with me this week as I try to get these reviews out.